Hey, Tizel here with another deck optimizer video. Today we'll take a look at the Metalfoe archetype, as it is a very competitive deck within the OCG metagame, appearing at the top of many local events in Japan alongside other decks such as DDD and ABC Dragon Buster. As usual, we'll start with the premise of the deck and jump into opening hand probabilities. So without further ado, let's jump in. The OCG variant of the Metalfoe archetype revolves around summoning disruptive extra deck monsters that include, but are not limited to, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, Magispector Unicorn, and Full Metalfoe Outcast on the first turn. If you are unfamiliar with the monster's card effects, once per turn, during either player's turn, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon can negate and destroy any monster that activates its effect, regardless if it is on the field, hand, banish zone, or in the graveyard. Additionally, if the monster was on the field, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon gains the original attack of the destroyed monster until the end of the turn. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon can also gain the attack of a level 5 or higher monster that it battles to ensure 3000 life point damage is inflicted upon the opponent. Moving along, once per turn during either player's turn, Magispector Unicorn can target one pendulum monster the user controls and one monster the opponent controls, and return both of them to the respective owner's hands. Lastly, once per turn during the opponent's turn, Full Metalfoe Outcast can target one monster the opponent controls and attach it to itself as an equipped card, gaining defense equal to the original attack of the equipped monster. In addition, the equipped monster can be used as fusion material for the summon of any Metalfoe fusion. These plays are then followed up by the inherent swarming and beatdown capabilities of a Pendulum deck, featuring cards that can remove monsters and push for game. Here's the deck list the optimizer put together. The end result is a net positive of 3 cards. If you're unfamiliar with Metalfoe monsters, each have the same card effect when placed in the Pendulum zone. Once per turn, each specific card can destroy one face-up card on the user side of the field to set one Metalfoe spell or trap card from the deck to the field. This action is a net of 0 cards. Other cards such as Archfiend Eccentric and Magispector Unicorn offer one-for-one exchanges with the opponent. Other cards such as Gofu the Hazy Shadow, Metalfoe Combination, and Magispector Raccoon provide net advantage for the deck as well. However, the math is not indicative of how powerful the deck is in terms of generating card advantage, considering the nature of a Pendulum deck. Each Pendulum monster can be resummoned onto the field after being destroyed, used as tributes, synchro material, or fusion material. Unfortunately, with this specific build, there aren't many cards available to switch out with the side deck, as there are specific probabilities for each monster and spell card in the deck, with the exception being Mystical Space Typhoon. This does not mean the user cannot side out cards from the deck. However, the user has to be conscious of how this will affect probabilities for specific card combinations, which we will get into next. Here's a look at the probabilities of the most common opening hands. As we can see here, the user will hardly begin with a bad hand. To clarify, in this case, a bad hand is a 4 or 5 card combination that is virtually unplayable without some form of a catalyst. With that out of the way, the most common play is a first turn Pendulum summon of some nature. However, Gofu provides access to some of the larger plays of the deck with the summon of Ultimate Soken and any level 8 dragon type synchro monster, which can occur 24% of the time. The total probability of plays involving Crystal Wing, Magispector Unicorn, and Full Metalfoe is about 76%, which can provide first turn disruption against any opponent 2 out of 3 duels. In conclusion, the OCG variant of the Metalfoe archetype is one of the most consistent decks in the current metagame. However, in terms of consistently outputting big boards that will oppress the opponent, it falls behind competitive peers such as DDD and ABC Dragon Buster. Like most of the dominant Pendulum decks before this one, it is designed to simply wear out opponents with continual Pendulum summons, backed by powerful spells and traps, and having access to a variety of powerful monsters. Unfortunately, this does not mean this particular deck does not come with a few drawbacks. Similar to the ABC Dragon Buster deck, this build lacks a lot of side deck flexibility, as just about every card in the deck maximizes potential plays. However, one critical tech choice is Pot of Desires, formerly known as Pot of Cupidity. This deck does not need this particular card to make plays occur, given its 93% success rate, but most players may want to run 2 to 3 copies to maximize the probability of drawing into Gofu. The trade-off here is that such a card may end up doing more harm to the long-term viability of the deck in a particular duel, as there's always a risk of banishing the limited amount of Metalfoe spell and trap cards in the deck. In addition, the deck will struggle against established boards that can disrupt the activation of Pendulum cards or Metalfoe fusion cards. Also, many of the most powerful cards in this deck target opponents' cards. Monsters such as Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon or Cosmo Dark Destroyer can neutralize a large majority of the cards in this deck. Drawbacks aside, this is a very fun deck to play, and if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.